Welcome back to Faster and Louder. Today I'm going to be messing with some valve covers that I have. So the ones that I pulled off the 401 are just grimy, they have rust, like they're just in really bad overall shape. I really want to get Offenhauser valve covers. They're like polished aluminum with fins on it and stuff. I'd actually like to get those and kind of do some ceramic coating on those. But I don't really have the money for them right now. They're quite expensive, so I'm just gonna be making the factory ones look better. I asked, and the Scorpion rockers will fit under the stock valve covers, so that's what I'm gonna use. And I'm just gonna kind of go over the process that I have for making these parts look nice and just getting a new coat of paint on there and, you know, making them usable, making them presentable. So that's what I'm here to do today. So as you can see, they are very rusty. They do not look good. One thing that I do want to keep the same about these, if you can imagine that, is I don't even know you can tell by looking at it, but there's actually a valve cover tag right here. And that's about as close as you're gonna get to numbers matching for any AMC engine. It has like the engine code on here, and I believe basically a coded build date on it. So I'm gonna try to retain that. I'm just gonna get these as clean as I can. I might just use a wire wheel on these to kind of speed up the process, and when I get them mostly clean, I'll just start hitting it with the blast cabinet and get them nice and clean. So I'm gonna see if I have any wire wheels that I can use, and I'll bust that out and start trying to clean this up. I've had pretty good luck using the Milwaukee drill for all my wire wheel type stuff. And this isn't gonna be super intense. It's not gonna be like when I tried to clean the floorboard of the car or anything. So it doesn't have to be super intense. I just need to get the big loose stuff off so I'm not clogging up my blast cabinet with all the grime and just flaking off paint and everything. One thing I would like to note though, for any AMC guys watching this, is there is AMC blue engine paint on this. And the last time this thing was on a road was in 1980, so I doubt it's ever been touched. Like, you can go back in my other videos, that engine was totally factory. So I'm interested though, because this is supposed to be red, being a California car, but anyways, it's blue. I thought that was interesting. Also, as a bare minimum, you should probably at least wear glasses and gloves. And that's what I'm doing, bare minimum, but better than nothing. Okay, let's see here. I think I got it all set up. So I don't know if you can read that, I don't know if that's focused or not, but that's the valve cover tag that I just kind of wire wheeled really quick, and it's got some codes on there. It actually has a regular screw head, it looks like. So I'm probably just gonna take that out really quick so I can get underneath it. I thought that it was a rivet, but it's not. It says 605Z09. I don't remember what anything else is on that besides the Z, which denotes that it's a 401. So all the other stuff I'll have to look up later for decoding that. Nice. Yeah, a lot of people don't save these. They kind of just take the whole valve cover and throw it away, or they'll take this off thinking that it's nothing, no big deal, which, you know, if you don't care about that thing, then I guess you don't care, but it's something that later on down the road could be kind of a big deal, so I'm saving it. Okay, this is the basic first step right here. We got the wire wheel, got it all clean. Well, clean as in there's no real big chunks still attached to it. So yeah, there's almost no paint that's even still on these things. It's so crazy. All right, I'm gonna throw them in a cabinet now, and I'm gonna get them really cleaned up. Okay, you're gonna come out nice and clean. Bye-bye. So I started blasting this, and it wasn't coming off at all. I thought maybe it was like a coating or something in there, paint, whatever. It's not. It's just a thick layer of sludge and junk that's just been in there for years and years and years. So I sprayed it down with some degreaser and scrubbed it with a wire brush by hand, and this is the first pass. So I'm gonna have to do that a couple times to clean it up and then do the other one. Another thing I might as well mention right now. Okay, I'm not sure if it's focusing, but there's a lot of just dimples, basically, a lot of pock marks, I guess you could call it. That's from all the corrosion that was on these valve covers. So I can blast this surface to make it paintable so I can get the ceramic on there and everything. But even when I do, you're still gonna see a lot of that, like the dimples and all that stuff on there from where it was corroded. So just keep that in mind when you see the finished product. It's not gonna look nice and smooth or anything. The color should be good and all that, but the surface that I have to deal with here is not really what you want. The only way I can think of to even fix that would be to go over it with like some sort of like glaze putty to smooth it all out, sand it, all that stuff. I'm not gonna go through all that work for factory valve covers. I'm probably not gonna end up keeping on engine, so I don't know. I just wanted to mention that because I didn't want you to be like, man, why does it look like crap? That's why it looks like crap. After about 1 hour of intensely scrubbing and brushing on this by hand, you can see my disgusting hands, I got this looking pretty decent. It's got some staining in there. I don't know if you can really tell. Almost looks like some kind of corrosion, but it's good enough that it's not going to flake or anything. This side actually turned out better, the side that I haven't blasted yet. I'm actually debating on whether I should just paint these, because using ceramic paint on it is almost a waste, because these valve covers don't deserve it. But I don't know, man. I guess we'll just have to get bougie. So it's been a change of plans halfway through. I really wanted to do the same gold that I was going to do for the headers, but these valve covers are just so corroded and pitted that I kind of had to change the way I'm looking at this, because even though I would use the ceramic coat paint, which I think would look better, like the actual paint itself, it's gonna look bad with all this pockmark crap on it. So basically what I'm deciding to do instead is use the POR 15 silver. This stuff is, it fills in little holes and stuff more than the other kinds of POR 15. Like, these different colors do different things, and this one is kind of like a filler. So basically what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna paint the entire thing in that silver, and that'll at least fill in some of the little spots like that on top. I'm not sure how much it's gonna fill in. That I can't really say just yet. But my plan is, I think, I'm gonna do that POR 15, and then I'm actually gonna do like some sort of self-etching primer on top of that. And then I'm gonna use the gold engine paint that I used for the air cleaner. So I'm gonna try out all that. Hopefully it works. If it doesn't, then oh well. These were already junk valve covers to begin with. But I've put in about 3-ish hours already just cleaning these things up. They were just so dirty, as you saw in the beginning of the video. And now they're actually looking pretty decent. I mean, in a pinch, you could just throw these on the engine as they are right now, and you'd be totally fine. But I want these to look at least presentable for the big engine reveal when it's done. So we'll pick back up on this maybe tomorrow if I'm lucky. I'll come over here and get the POR 15 thrown on there, let it dry a little bit, and I'll just hit it with the other paint and we'll make this shit look decent. Okay, I have these cleaned up decently. So now I am gonna clear off some space here on my table again, and I'm gonna get started with the POR silver. So just to kind of make a mention of it, since it doesn't seem like it's very widely known, but and I probably sound weird because I have a mask on right now, but POR silver, POR 15 silver is a little bit different from the regular black and everything because it'll actually fill in pitting. If you look on their website, it tells you right there it's best for pitted stuff like this exactly. So let's give that a shot and see how well it smooths it out. I'd like to be able to do like an etching primer after the POR 15 and then hit it with that gold that I use for the air cleaner. So let's just take it one step at a time and kind of see how this works out. Today is day 2. I haven't even looked at the valve covers yet, so we will find out together what it looks like. Taking a quick look at it here. See, it's weird because there's like some lines that dried in here and I can't feel them with my finger. I think it might actually be the valve cover itself, the metal. Definitely have some big pitting here still. It didn't really fill in overnight or anything. I was hoping maybe it would kind of like settle or something. I don't know. I was hoping some magic would happen basically, and obviously the magic did not happen. So I'm gonna do what I planned on doing, and I'm just gonna coat it. I guess this would technically just be the second coat. I did it pretty much like a staggered first coat and just put a crap load of POR 15 on it. So I'm gonna pop this open and see. Well, still some liquid in there. That's good. So I'm gonna pop that open, do the last coat on it. I'm gonna let it sit. Last night, as I was leaving though, off camera, obviously, I found this bench thing sitting by the dumpster. It did have 2 drawers there, and I just yanked them out because they were messed up anyways. But you know, nice little open spot over there, and I can put some power tools or something on that side. I was thinking I could maybe mount my bench vise and the grinder and stuff on here. That'd be pretty nice. And I can just get rid of this ugly thing. So once I get that coated, I'm gonna just do that. Little improvements, one thing at a time. Well, I'm gonna stop trying to put lipstick on a pig here, and I'm gonna let this dry. And I'm gonna call it good. And then, actually I'm just gonna let this dry overnight. And if I have time to come here tomorrow for a minute, I will hit it with the primer and try to get it painted with the top coat and see how it looks. I mean, no matter how you look at it, it looks better than what it started as. So no matter what, it's really a win in my book already. It's just we're just trying to kind of like do what we can to make this look decent right now. Get out of here, moth. Get. Okay, so here are the valve covers after the second coat, second/third coat. As you can see, there's still pitting in there. That's not really gonna go away unless I did like a million more coats of POR 15. Like I said, I really think it's just for a little less corrosion, a little less pitting. This is just a lot of corrosion and pitting, and I don't think that just like a filler paint like this is really gonna do enough to smooth this out to the point where I actually want to get it. The only real way to fix this would be to use like Bondo of some kind and just actually fill it, smooth it out when it's still bare metal, sand it all down, all that. And it's just way too much work for regular valve covers like this. Just not gonna do it. I can't bring myself to do it. Don't forget that the whole reason why I'm doing this right now is so I can save up money to get the Offenhauser valve cover. So that's pretty much the only real reason I'm going through all this trouble. I just want to have something functional while I save up some money. I just want these to look decent. So now we can move on to the actual process of making them look better, hopefully. I'm gonna shoot some primer on this, some self-etching primer, and then I'm gonna go straight to the high temp gold paint. Okay, this is kind of funny, guys. I have a spot right here that for some reason it was not filling. I thought it was just like a deeper hole, or maybe there was like something there that was just not letting it adhere. Well, when you get really close to it and you put up the light, look at that. It's a hole going all the way through. I am in way too deep in these now to turn around and give up on it. So I'm gonna do the smart thing and just put some Bondo on the back side of it and see if it hangs on. I mean, they make valve covers out of plastic nowadays, so I think it'll hold just fine, at least for a while, but it's definitely more motivation to get the valve covers I actually want to get. So for that little pinhole, I basically just used this glazing and spot putty. I actually used this on the battery tray section in my car too. I mean, even on the car, it was mostly just for function. It still looks bumpy, as you can see. It's also kind of dirty right now, but it filled in all the pinholes, which is what I wanted it to do. And that's what it's gonna be doing here too. I'm just gonna let this dry for a while, and I'm gonna sand it down, make it smooth again, and I'm just gonna shoot some primer over it like the other valve cover. If you just look at it from like here and like don't look too closely and like, you know, try not to get any closer. I mean, preferably if you could be about this far away, maybe like this far away. The further away you get, the better it looks, I'll tell you that. You get up close and it's just like, oh god. These will be functional, and that's about it. I got the color on there, and it looks, I guess, decent, on the low end of decent. And I'm gonna shoot some satin clear on it really quick, and I'm gonna call it good. I will tell you one thing, I'm glad I didn't waste my Cerakote on this. It totally wouldn't have been worth it. I'm gonna wait for the clear coat to dry now. I think I'm kind of out of time for today, so I'm gonna pick up on this tomorrow. All I really have to do is clean up the tag, valve cover tag, and just pop that back on there, and then I am done with these. So I just tried to clean this up with a wire wheel a little bit. It's really hard to hold on to something this small and effectively clean it. So I'm just gonna use some regular degreaser and kind of just clean it up. And then I have some aluminum polish. It's like a cleaner and polish, and I'm just gonna use that and see if I can clean it up a little bit. And then we're gonna look at the codes on here really quick and see what that tells us. All right, so a little bit of elbow grease. This actually has a little bit of shine to it. I think I'm actually gonna make another pass over it just to see if I can get it even shinier. So I did a quick lookup on the decoding of these tags. So the first digit doesn't really make sense because these started in the 60s, or technically 50s for the code for the year, but 6 does stand for 73, and then the 05, the second and third digits are the month, so it's May, and then that letter is a Z, which means 401, and then the 09 is the 2 digits for the day, which is the 9th. So May 9th, 1973, Z code 401. That's about the closest you're ever gonna get to matching numbers on an AMC. So then if you look at the door tag, it's actually gonna be all on here. Well, some of it might be in here too. Some of the information that you're looking for. Based off the valve cover tag though, all information you're looking for is here. So you can see right here, it says May 1973. And then it has the VIN right here. And in the position, where are we at? Right here, there's a Z that matches the engine code. And then there's the A3. 3 stands for 1973. So that's about as good as you're gonna get for matching the valve cover tag to the actual car itself. The only other thing that you can do is matching this tag here to the VIN itself also. So let's see, the 798, the 8, I think it is, or 98, whatever the combination is. Or yeah, 797 is a regular Javelin, 798 is a Javelin AMX. So that should match the model down here where it says 79-8. And then that should also match, obviously, right here. So not really super important to know or anything, I just thought it was interesting, and that is pretty much the only purpose of the valve cover. So if you are restoring an old AMC and you want to have that little additional piece of information, then I suggest you keep it or hang on to it. This has been Poopy to Presentable. Whoa. So as I was finishing it up, I realized there's a huge, I think a bristle from the paintbrush that I used. So that's one reason to maybe not use the super cheapest ones you can find. And honestly, this one was supposed to be a good brush, so I guess just avoid a Home Depot. You know, I was gonna go back and just sand it and fix it and all that crap, but it's not really worth it in my opinion, guys. Like, I know that these don't look good. Like, they have runs all over the place. The POR 15 didn't really dry evenly. It could have used just like a bunch of smoothing with putty and stuff. And I know I've already said it probably at least a couple times now, but these aren't worth putting hours and hours of time into to make it look good. And I basically painted these in an hour total. I should have spaced out the coats and all that stuff a little bit more. I just didn't, and it really doesn't matter. These are just presentable. It won't look like complete crap. And it's like I said earlier, the further away you get, the better it looks. Like if you're at a car show and you're kind of just, you know, walking by, you'd be like, oh, that looks cool. But then, you know, hopefully you just stay back a little bit and you don't look too closely at it, because then you see stuff like that. But we're just gonna ignore that. It's perfectly fine. So that's it, guys. I hope that you enjoyed this episode. It's definitely not an indication of what I'm able to do. So if you did have really crappy valve covers that you want to actually look really good, I could spend some extra time on that and maybe do that for you the right way. But this is not an example of that. If you like this video, please leave a comment, subscribe, share the video on all the social medias. I'd appreciate it, guys. Take it easy. Here's the next project, guys. The original wheels off the Javelin. Gonna try to make these look good. I'm gonna try to do these right, unlike the valve covers.